Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're here at 10th Cloud Expo, New York, as is Andy Land from UnboundID, amid the noise. Hello, Andy.
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be here.
It will be going better when we tell the gazillions of SYS-CON TV viewers what UnboundID is doing at Cloud Expo better than anyone else.
Better than anyone else. Well, what we're doing better than anyone else is helping store all the wonderful identity and personal data about you for cloud providers. So everybody that you interact with that collects personal data about you, we help them store it in a secure, private sort of way so you can kind of avoid breaches like we saw recently with our good friends at LinkedIn.
You do kind of have a lot of advertising going on for you for free.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of things going on in privacy. There's a lot of things going on in security breaches. Unfortunately, the advertising is mostly bad PR, but we can help solve some of those bad PR problems for the guys that are having them.
No, I was thinking there's no such thing as bad PR if you're helping clear up the mess.
That's right. Well, for us, it's not bad PR, but for the brands that have had some of these breaches or security problems or privacy, it is bad PR, and they should want to, like you said, clean up that mess.
Now, I have a query about the name UnboundID, because surely it's actually the opposite. You want it to be bound, don't you, to make sure no bad guys get it. So unbound sounds to me like releasing my information to the world. So help me with that.
Sure. Well, you got the ID part of the problem right, identity, but unbound, the idea was when we started the company is that most identity systems were bounded by a number of users or the scale or performance. That's right. So if you want to handle, you have, let's say, 10 million users, most systems couldn't handle that size of population. So the unbound is, think about, like a Facebook who's trying to grow and has grown to 1 billion users. The kind of system that you need to accommodate that amount of scale is what we do really well.
It's really scalable ID, really.
Well, I would say unbound IDs, right?
Unbound, we'll stick with it. Okay, so here we are at Cloud Expo. I'm a customer. My pain points are obvious. You've mentioned LinkedIn. How do I come to you without you, embarrassing me and saying, you guys, you don't have the first clue? Can you do it gently?
Sure. I mean, we wouldn't embarrass you in the first place because we are hidden in your infrastructure. So we are not a software as a service. We sell to software as a service, telcos, other folks that have large amounts of data about their subscribers or their customers. So we're the infrastructure that helps them securely, privately store that. Their customers will never know we exist, thankfully, because the only time they would want to know we exist is if something went wrong, right? So we don't embarrass them because we're behind the scenes helping them solve a problem that they have.
Excellent. So you're under the hood. And what's the knack? I mean, you're encrypting this. What are you doing with it? Spreading it around the place? What are you doing?
Well, there's lots of methods, if you will. But yeah, to say that anything is unhackable or completely secure would be a fool, right? That'll just enable someone to go try. But yes, we provide a lot of security controls in our system, a lot of mechanisms for privacy, the way we deal with different countries or geographies about way data can move between one place to another, because personal data is a special asset that every company has, and you got to treat it as a special asset. So we treat it the same way in our database. We make sure that it has all the privacy, security, all the rules, all the policy around it to make sure it's treated properly and dealt with correctly. Do
you get instances even now in 2012, Andy, where you know more about data residency rules than the client, and you have to say, dudes, what you're thinking here is just a non-starter? Are you still educating as you go?
Well, I think the education is on both sides of the fence, because if you see what's going on in Europe, I mean, the European Union is starting to take personal data very seriously, and each country has to kind of decide what is the privacy rules. In our country, I don't know if you saw the kind of consumer bill of rights that came out not too long ago. It doesn't have a lot of teeth today, but it started the conversation, right? So I think the privacy rules in each country, including our own, are kind of an evolving thing. So yeah, we try to help educate them, but also they typically have a chief privacy officer or someone whose role in life is to try to stay abreast of this. We're really trying to implement what they believe are the right ways to deal with customer data. But of course, if they don't know something we know, we're going to help educate them and help bring them up to speed.
Has UnboundID, I mean, I'm sure you'd like to play across all the verticals, but have you acquired an expertise in a particular cluster of verticals?
great question, because that's exactly what we've done. So our big verticals today are the telecommunications space, because obviously they have a lot of subscriber data, right? The financial services industry, again, a lot of data, and then the big software as a service and cloud providers, because many of these guys are at scale today, or they're going to be at scale because they're providing, to consumers or businesses who have a lot of users. So think of it, anybody that has a lot of users, that's who we deal with. But those three are our main ones. There are other ones that are natural fits, like healthcare, retail, or government. We're not there yet to where we can go after everything.
But you're at Cloud Expo, Andy. They're going to be beating it past your door.
Well, I hope so. All of us. But if you have that problem where you have a lot of identity data, you need to make it available to your systems and applications, and in the future, you want to securely exchange it with other folks, and vice versa, we're the guy to come and talk to.
So, a personal invitation from Andy Land himself. UnboundID.com is the place to go, I'm thinking?
That's correct.
Do it right now after you've closed down this interview. And thank you, Andy, for joining us here in New York City. And thank you for following along out there on the World Wide Web.